Yeah, what's up, everybody? It's Trey Smith here with another college game time interview. I've actually got a very close friend of mine, a longtime friend of mine, a former defensive back for the University of Central Florida, also played for the New York Giants of the NFL, then went on to become a legend in the arena and indoor football league circuits. It's my man, TRAVONTI Johnson, aka Tough. Tough, what's up, man? Talk to me.
Man, I appreciate you reaching out to me. It's been a long time. You're a brother of mine, and it's been a long time coming, man. How you been?
Oh man, I've been doing well. Those of you that may not know, Tough and I met probably a little over a decade ago when he was playing for the Allen Wranglers arena team, and I was working in the front office trying to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I'm still trying to figure that out. But Tough and I used to have some really cool conversations back then, and so I got this podcast going, and I reached out to him, and he's like, "Yeah, man, anything." So you
Anything for
remember
you?
those days, don't you, Tough?
Anything for you? Yeah, I remember those days. I remember those days. You know what I mean? And I don't think it was a decade ago. You
I
just
think
trying to
it
be
was.
you just trying to be. You just trying to do me in. You know what I mean?
No, man. I think it was. I think it was 2011. We're about to hit 2022, Tough.
Man, you know I've been playing football so long I can't remember the days.
Hey, well,
I remember
speaking
you
of
because
that,
you're a good dude.
well, let's get to that because you have played for a long time. And one of the questions we like to ask all of our guests is there's a famous statistic that only 2% of all high school athletes go on to play at the Division One level. You were obviously a Division One athlete and beyond. You played at the highest level possible. So, what moment did you have in your life when you knew Tough TRAVONTI Johnson was in that 2%?
Well, I knew because how I was raised. I have guard brothers. I
Mm,
have cousins. It's you have to follow it up. You had to follow the trend because if you're from Miami and you don't make it to D1 or you don't get a college, you looked at as a failure.
well, let's start there, Tough, because not everybody knows that you're where you're from. Talk about that.
Well, I'm born and raised in Miami. Uh, my father, he played for the Washington Redskins 60s. I mean, in the 70s, I think.
Mm,
You know what I mean? So that I had to follow that.
mm.
Then I have cousins and stuff. But coming from Miami, we want to know one thing: football, or else what? Music, or else what? Selling drugs.
Mm,
That was not the way I wanted to go.
mm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I tried the best to make sure. Another thing was make sure my mom never had to pay a single dime for college tuition. No books, no nothing. I didn't want my mom to spend a day of her hard-earned money as a social worker trying to make sure I was okay at college. So that was my motivation and my drive to go and do what I need to do.
So when did you start playing football?
4 years old. 4 years old.
4 years old.
PV League. My mom actually forged my documents so that I could play earlier. Like you laughing. Like you had to pay, you had to be 5 or older.
Right.
They're like school.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
how some kids be older than the others because their birthday
Mm-hmm.
comes. Yeah, my mom forged my documents. God
Man.
bless her dead.
I had the pleasure to speak with her a few times back in the
Oh man,
day.
she loved you, man. She loves you. She loves you still up there in heaven.
Absolutely. Well, played through middle school. Where did you play like your high school ball and like what was your positions? Like kind of talk about some of that as far as just your come up.
Me being how I am, and you know me very well, I wanted to go where nobody else went. And there was this new school opened up called Dr. Michael Crop.
Okay.
And it was a magnet school. So most people who were out of the district, you know, you're in the magnet program, whether it's
Right.
music, dancing,
Yeah.
I don't know. But I was in the district. Actually, we fabricated that too. Because I wasn't in the district. But You know what I mean? I went there so I could play against all my other little league rivals and stuff like that because I missed that. But I
Yeah.
wanted to show everybody that I was the best. And from Michael Crop, I was the first football player with a scholarship. I was the first football player ever to do everything. Like I've every accolade that could be made,
Yeah.
I had it there.
Okay, so Crop High, what positions did you play in high school? Did you play both sides of the ball? I mean, I know what you did at the higher levels, but what about in high school?
Corner safety, receiver, tight end, running back, punt return, anything. Anything to make my mom not have to spend a dime, I played.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kicker, if they needed me, holder.
Hey, so how'd you get the nickname Tough? Was that a name you got in high school or is that just a lifelong nickname? I meant to ask you that.
uh, it's kind of a long story, but I'm gonna break it down for you. I have a
Okay.
scar. I have a scar on my face. Right here.
Okay.
Sliced
Uh-huh.
my face when I was a kid,
Mm.
being bad and didn't cry.
Mm.
But also, my name is TRAVONTI Tuffiano.
Gotcha.
It was
Okay.
actually Tuffy. Remember I told you this story? It was
Yeah, you
actually
told me.
Tuffy.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, as I get older, I'm like, I can't have people calling me Tuffy. I'm a grown man. And used to laugh at this. People like, I like Tuffy. I'd be like, Trey, don't play with me. Don't play with me. But yeah, my name is TRAVONTI Tuffiano Johnson. And Tough came from that as well as me being a tough kid, but also a softy because people used to call me softy because I cried a lot because I was mama's boy.
Mm. So you decorated high school player, kind of hit every accolade, one of the first to do it at the high school that you went to down in Miami, Crop High School, and then UCF. So you ended up choosing to go to Central Florida, but did you have other schools recruiting you? Like, talk about what was that process like and how did you end up choosing to go to Central Florida?
It's funny you ask this. I've flown probably thousands of times. I'm talking about like across the country and stuff like that. I used to hate to fly. I was terrified because I'm scared of heights. And I had a bunch of schools. I used to get envelopes. Like my mom to the point when she get home, she's just like, get these off the table. I'm trying to eat because I gotta go to sleep and be back to work. You know what I mean? Like I say, that was part of my motivation. I'm tired of seeing my mom come home
Yeah.
and all she could do is eat, and then it's time for her to go back to work the next morning. She couldn't even tuck us in, type of stuff. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I just I could have went to a bunch of schools, but I was terrified to fly, bro.
Mm.
Can't even
So how far was UCF from your high
3 hours.
school? 3 hours away.
3 hours
Okay.
from Miami.
So far enough away to get away, but close enough to,
Stay where I
that's
need to
right.
be.
Did any of the other Florida schools recruit you?
Yeah, all of them did.
Yeah, I figured.
And I my guy Glenn Hope, love him to day, love him to the death. My guy Glenn, he would end up going to Kentucky.
Okay.
Uh,
Was he a high school teammate?
no, he played for another team, North Miami.
Okay. Okay.
And
Gotcha.
like all of us are rivals, but we knew each other.
Yeah. Right.
And he ended up, he got a good hit on me. Well, I got a good hit on him first. To this day, me and him talking about, I say, I think you did that on purpose, but we laugh and talk. Because he played for the Bengals, I played for the Giants. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I ended up almost breaking my leg with the hit he gave me.
Okay.
And a lot of schools from Florida backed up. And Charlie Huff, I don't know if he passed, but Charlie Huff, my guy, he schools was moving down to talk to me and all that. Charlie Huff would come and, meet with me and my mom all the time. Like he never broke any rules. He just was always,
And what was his role?
a recruiter and defensive line, maybe defensive line and the Miami district recruiter. Because he came and got a lot of Miami guys from down there. Like a lot of legends from Miami went to Central Florida. Like Luther Huggins, Tavares Capers, Genty, Tari Bigby, uh, all of them played in the league.
So he was an assistant coach on the UCF staff that
Yeah,
was basically
recruiter.
your lead recruiter.
Yeah. In that district. In that district.
That district. Okay.
Yeah. Like I say, shout out to Coach Huff for giving me a chance and everybody on that staff at UCF. Because I was afraid to fly. I could have went to a bunch of schools, but I was not going to get on that plane.
And if I remember correctly, you were at Central Florida with some pretty, I mean, y'all had some pretty talented players. Like, it's not like you were the only one that went to the NFL. Like, who were some of your teammates that people listening to this might recall or might remember, whether it was when they played at UCF or wherever they played beyond there?
Oh, man. You know how we are. We once you family, you family.
Yeah. Was Kevin Smith? Was he?
That was my youngin.
Okay.
Kevin Smith,
Okay.
Joe Burnett. You had Augustus Ashley. You had the whole young squad that Coach O'Leary used to always be like, I don't know why these guys follow you. I say, Coach, because they want to be great. But the people that I followed, the Gabriel, Edwin Patterson, Asante Samuel. Was
Brandon Marshall in that era?
That's my brother.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Mike Walker.
Okay.
Everybody from UCF, all of us all got a try at the NFL. Like, so it was like a never a dull day at NFL Pro Day.
Right.
Except for when I give this to Mike. Mike had it's 32 teams in the NFL. I think a couple of them missed their flights, but it was like every team in the NFL had somebody there.
Yeah. Who was this for?
Mike Walker.
Okay.
We call him Skywalker. And he told them at Indianapolis, and I love him for this to this day. He say, y'all ain't even got the best DB here. And they were like, what you talking about? He was like, TRAVONTI Johnson, sitting at home training for when I come home. That's why I love my brother Mike, because I went and showed out.
Mm.
You know what I mean? When they came. But, I have my demons and stuff like that. But shout out to Mike Walker, Brandon Marshall, all them boys.
Yeah. Walker ended up at, was it Jacksonville? Yeah.
Yep.
Playing for the Jaguars.
Yeah.
And then, so those were your...
Those are my brothers. And then the other ones was, we was following their lead.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
So then let's get to that. So you played at UCF. Was there a memorable moment you had, like from a game that you played in, or maybe it was something off of the field, a bowl game or whatever, or something? Yeah, I know Coach O'Leary was there.
The most memorable moment, went to the Hawaii Bowl. I dropped the winning interception to go back. That's when Brandon had like 6 catches with 200-something yards. Crazy. But I dropped that interception. I didn't think he was throwing it. Cause
we're looking at about 50-plus yards to even think about a field goal. Now there's a gamble, and he got away with it. Wow. Threw up a prayer for Puduel. How fortunate is Rowe that wasn't not only intercepted, but returned for the game-winning touchdown by TRAVONTI Johnson.
But yeah, that's my most memorable moment other than getting tased and getting suspended for 6 games.
So talk about going from UCF. Did you go straight from there to the Giants, or I don't know that part of your story. So going from Central Florida to the Giants, like what was that process like?
Okay, so that process, it was like this. We had our pro day at Central Florida.
Okay.
And, like I said, I showed out, went home. Didn't really expect nothing, but I was hoping for the best. And, after the draft, I'm sitting in my computer room because I don't know why my mom thought I was going first, second round. She don't know no better. God bless her dead. But people over there, and I'm sitting in my other room. And once Mike because Mike that year was the only one with me.
Okay.
That we knew had a chance other than myself.
Yeah.
Once Mike went, called him, said, I love you, bud. Congratulations. He said, don't worry, you coming up soon.
Yeah. He was second or third round, right?
I think he was third. I think he was third or fourth. I think.
Somewhere in there. Yeah. Yeah.
It's him and Brandon Seiler, another person I know. You know what I'm saying? We didn't, once everybody went, we congratulated, and then I went and sat in my car outside. Okay. Once I got to the 6th round, I was like, I'm cool. Just sat in my car, listened to the radio, chilling. And then my mom came out. She like, the draft over. I said, all right, y'all have a nice day, type stuff. Y'all go to lunch or something.
Yeah.
My agent called me. He said, you got 3 teams on the phone. He said, you got Jacksonville. I know this for a fact. He said, Jacksonville, New York. I said, the jersey got over. I hung up. Coming back, he said, now you got 5. I say, I would love to go with Mike, because that's my brother.
Yeah.
I say, but I already got Sonoris in New York. That's my brother.
Yep. You're talking about Sonoris Moss, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother, that's family. And I was like,
former Miami Hurricane.
Cass City Patron, Miami Hurricane, Miami Legend. Him and his brother. We call him Moss Man. We call Santana Moss Man. Nori is Sonoris is Nori.
Okay.
Santana is Moss Man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then we got Lloyd. Lloyd is Lloyd. That little brother. He don't care about none of the accolades, nothing. Lloyd don't care. You know what I mean? That's famo, period. But we have that conversation. I say, I just go to New York. I just want to get away. Because at that time, I knew if I was in Jacksonville, friends could come.
Right.
Could come.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like little bro Davin Cook. That's why he dropped so low. Because of seeing things that happened in Tallahassee because it was too close.
Right. So you end up at New York, and then what was that time like? How long were you with the Giants?
Man, on and off 3 years.
One of those Super Bowl year or something, right?
I tore my quad.
Tore
my quad the first year they won the Super Bowl. Okay. I called back, and I failed a drug test.
Okay.
Failed a drug test.
Well,
I'm not gonna bite the bullet. You know, you my brother. I tell you everything.
Yeah.
And that's just was. To be honest with you, it's on public record. That's everybody's drug choice in the NFL.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no need for me to say no names or nothing like that because
sure.
I can't. Because I do everything by myself. So when something happens, I'm by myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was always in a drug program, and that was my demise from the NFL. Like I say, I tell people, not to cut you off, brother. I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
But I tell people all the time, like, because people actually get mad at me. They're like, "You're the only person I know got like 5, 6, 7 chances. Like somebody get hurt or something. First person they call it, TRAVONTI Johnson." I'm like, I don't know why. I hate the NFL. I've told you this numerous times when I first met you. I say, I never wanted to go. Like, I wanted to just make my mom proud, make sure she didn't have to spend no money.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad played, and I just wanted to. Once I signed that contract, I was like, okay, I don't care no more. Because guess what? I done followed the shoes of all my cousins, guard brothers, and all that play in the NFL. My dad, it's nothing else for me to accomplish. I never wanted to go to the NFL, regardless. And I've told you this. Remember that? You used to look at me like,
yeah,
well, something is wrong with you. You know what I mean? Like, but that was real because I wanted to go be like a veterinarian or something like that.
Yeah.
Psychology or something, a therapist, but.
Yeah, but you did kind of transitioning from the NFL to the arena leagues. You really found what I would say is kind of a niche there. You found kind of a place where, in my opinion, you became a legend in the arena leagues. I mean, I think anyone who's a fan of arena football knows who Tuff Johnson is. Team 7, okay? Everybody knows about you in those circuits. So something got ignited, something got rekindled when you went from the league to the arena leagues.
Craziest thing is, you forgot about Hollywood because you gave me that name.
Oh.
Yeah. You was like, why you always come to the game dressed like you work here? I was like, this Hollywood, baby. You're like, that's that NFL stuff. I was like, I like that name. Hollywood 7. Hollywood 7. Then it came Team 7. Bravo was 7. But the transition was basically, my cousin, Gaddafi. He was playing, he was going to play. I was home and I was in a bad place.
Okay. Home, Miami.
Yeah. We was in Miami and I was in a bad place and we was having a going away party for him. He was going to Montana and my homeboy JP, who was in Canada, he was in Billings already. He the one told Gaddafi about it. I said, man, I'm not finna let you go to no place we never heard of. Like Billings, Montana, is that in the United States? So I called my big brother, Brian McKinney, and Big Matt was like, what you going up there for? I'm like, man, look, Gaddafi going up there. I ain't feel let my cousin go nowhere we never heard of.
Now, hold on now. Let me pause you, Tuff. Brian McKinney, we're talking about the former Hurricane and Viking, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
That's big bro, too.
I want to make sure everyone listening is tracking along. I remember Brian McKinney.
That's big bro, too.
Mr. No Sacks Allowed, I think, or something when he was at,
hit him with that right pushover. The left tackle protect your quarterback back. You know what I'm saying? Me.
Was he 6'8" or 6'7", something like that? I
don't know what big bro was. I know I'm 6'3", and I just be like that. What, bro? What?
Okay. So, anyways, cousin, you talking about going to Billings, Montana, correct?
I got a ticket, so I get to Montana with Gaddafi. First day we had practice. I'm just on the sideline. I was like, I might well work out, have some fun. And I just demolished it. And the coach was like, you want to sign? I said, I ain't got nothing to do back in Miami. I signed a contract for $200 a game. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Everybody there, the opportunity is to get back. I mean, not the opportunity, but their mindset is to get back or go to the NFL.
Right.
Mine wasn't. I was like, I'm with JP, I'm with Gaddafi, I'm with my family. I'm like, I ain't tripping. I ain't never been to Montana.
Yeah.
I even know they held the first KKK Klan member march there. We ain't care. We from Miami.
Yeah.
Everybody's everybody. The starting quarterback coming the next day, and he was like, where these Miami dudes at? Where these Miami dudes at? I picked him off like 5 times in one practice. like I'm like, is this easy? And it was like to me, a winning league was like when you're growing up playing in the streets. I won't say the project streets because in the projects everything is grass except the sidewalk, and they got big grasses. But in the street where I grew up at, I'm not gonna say I had a bad life, none of that. We played tackle in the grass, touching the street. So to me, arena was tackle in the grass, touch on the street. So the street to me was the middle of the field.
Okay.
I play corner and safety. Once you get outside that hash, I'm gonna knock your head off. Exactly what you know me to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I'm the best. And that's why my brother Frankie the best. That's why it's a bunch of us that's the best. I give shout out and salutes to everybody that ever played indoor football, because guess what? Sometimes if you miss, that wall's still there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't get no scrapes and burns. You end up like me.
Yeah. So you went from, I think, Billings. Were you in Omaha at one point?
Billings, 2 years. I remember in that time I went back and forth to the Giants.
Yeah.
Then I went to Omaha when the tornado came in Billings. Shut down.
Okay.
Went to Omaha. A bunch of guys just met, 5 of us went to Omaha. Everybody just went everywhere. Because that was Coach O'Neal. Everybody, we went where Coach O'Neal was going because, that's a legend himself. You know what I'm saying?
That's Heron O'Neal, correct?
Yep.
Because he went to, was he?
He the one brought everybody in. And everybody used to always get so mad, how you get players from Miami, Texas, New York, and all this to come way to Billings? It just, you got a coach that played in the NFL, why not go?
Right.
And he got the connections.
And y'all won, you were a part of multiple championship teams in the different
I was a part
leagues.
of one, actually. I got there. I left
in Billings?
I left the first year. I'm gonna tell
Okay.
you this. Since we're here, they owe me a ring. I
Uh-huh.
left before the 09 came back, and then we won 10.
Gotcha.
So I should have a back-to-back ring too, but we ain't tripping.
Okay.
Coach O,
Okay.
that's big bro.
And then the year you were with the Allen Wranglers, which was when you and I first connected, they ended up signing T.O., Terrell Owens. And
That's
so
big. Shout out to big bro T.O.
Yeah, so y'all were teammates for I don't remember how much of that season he played, but talk about what
Certain things we can't talk about, but I'll tell you this. That man was one of the best teammates I ever had.
Mm.
We had fun. I call him JJ. He laughs to this day. I'll hit him up. I'll text him. I say, JJ, what your ugly doing? He'd be like, get off my phone, like type stuff. You know what I mean? That's big bro. But nah, he'll come. He works hard every day in practice.
Mm.
Like, I
Not
can't
much
ask
more
for
you
a
can
better,
ask.
I can't ask for a better teammate.
Yeah, not much more you can ask from that.
I can't ask for a better teammate. He looked out for all the players. No matter what we need, he'd be like, if I need something, come to me. Like, I can't ask for a better teammate. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah. Well, and then the last time I actually saw you play, I remember this was after you had left the Wranglers. I had left the Wranglers. And I think you were playing for, was it Nebraska? The Danger or something like that?
Team 7.
I'll tell everybody this. They came to play a game in Allen, Texas, and I was sitting kind of right there on the bench. And all of a sudden I see this big number 7 running at me and jumps right into my arms in the crowd. And it's Tough right there. I was like, Tough, my man. And everybody I'm with's like, what is happening? I was like, y'all don't understand. That's my boy right there. We go way back.
That's my brother.
Don't worry about it.
That's my brother, man.
So that was the last time I physically saw you play, but you've been playing since then. Like where else have you been? Because you were in the IFL, weren't you in the AFL for a little bit too? Like you've kind of
played in Mexico.
Yeah, I mean,
I played in Mexico. I was in the CI playing Salina with Coach O. I played in Dodge City. Cedar Rapids, where I'm at now, Iowa.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to ask you. So
Titans,
right now,
the River Kings. I'm in Iowa. They got the best doctors. I got a lot of injuries, but now they got some of the best doctors, man. And
keep the body right.
Like you used to always tell me, Tough, find yourself, find somebody, and go from there. You know what I mean? That's why I love you, my brother. And that's why I'm here.
Yeah. Well, let's get off football for a second. What is there any type of cause or something that is passionate and meaningful to you beyond the football field that you just would want to promote or speak to kind of as we close out this conversation? Anything about you that's not football related that you are passionate about?
Oh, I'm passionate about feeding the homeless, breast cancer awareness, lung cancer awareness. Just going in, even if you don't have it to give, just going to speak on it. You know what I mean? That helps me a lot to give back.
Yeah.
Like it is not a hard thing to give back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can have $5 in my pocket and I see somebody that's scratching for quarters or something. I go and give them $2.50 of my $5 and sit down and eat lunch with them. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing to give back or to be human.
I can attest to that because I remember when I came on with the Wranglers and I was, a nobody. Like I was literally a nobody. And we became like really good friends.
You was always at my house.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like you were always inviting and we would always have conversations and you, with that organization, you were the dude. Like you were that dude. And like anywhere Tough could go, there wasn't anywhere Tough couldn't go. He could be hanging out with anybody he wanted to, but it was like he was never too good or too big for, the person like me in my position at that time. And so that kind of resonates with me when you say giving back, because it doesn't, like a lot of people hear giving back and they think it's about, these large amounts of money and you have to be rich or you have to have this. And sometimes it's like what you just said. It's just caring enough to kind of invest a little time with someone, or give the little bits you may or may not have just to help the next guy along. Because I know for me, it was a big confidence boost in the job that I was doing, knowing that like the star player over here who, everybody was trying to get a piece of, was over here having these real, like, genuine conversations with me just about life, about football, about whatever. And that's something that's just stuck out to me to this day. And that's something I've seen you live out, like, in full. And I can only imagine, as you've traveled from the different cities and the places where you've been able to play, it's like so much opportunity just to kind of invest into someone just a little bit.
But you have to understand, at the same time, you helped me out. You helped me out because a lot of people don't know I'm not a social person like that. Like in that atmosphere, I never open up my other side. Everybody, I would say it's a character. I would say it's a character aspect when it comes to football. But off the field,
yeah,
I am somebody completely different that I don't show a side to. But I felt your energy. I felt the good person you are. And that's why I say, you know what? This man working so hard to do everything for us, to do this for us, to do that for us. I say, I don't care. It's things that I still instill in me, but me and you used to sit and talk about.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, you was like, would you get on my podcast? I'm like, bruh, is this you really? Stop me. Yeah, brother. I like at the end of the day, you don't understand how much I appreciate you more than you appreciate me.
Oh man.
And that's genuine love. That's genuine love, brother. Like,
absolutely.
You don't know, just me and you sitting down on that couch in the apartments by the golf course. When you play golf.
No, I know.
I used to just love sitting there talking to you because I ain't never had nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
Because everybody else always had a hidden agenda.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I say, man, when you talk to Frank will love this because, you know what I mean? You was our guy.
I remember.
You never held nothing back. You never, you always be like, look, some ain't right in the office. We be like, we see. Yeah. Me and Frank's always you be like, look, I'm not going to say nothing because this is my little job, but I'd be like, I handle it. That's why you were like, got my back. I'd be like, I handle it.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And it get done.
Yep.
And I love you, my brother. To the moon and back.
Love you too, Tough. Hey, well, if you're listening, remember, hit subscribe, give us a rating on iTunes, Spotify. Find us on YouTube at Blue Blood CGT. That's my brother right there, TRAVONTI Johnson, a.k.a. Tough. We appreciate you taking the time to listen. And until next time, peace.